What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the brand new Champions content coming tomorrow here in NBA 2K25, my team, and this drop looks unbelievable. MJ, Giannis, KD, LeBron, and KP all on the same job, not to mention an Invincible Step, an Invincible John, Havlicek, Hondo, as well as, I guess, 100 overall Tony Parker, who, I'll be completely honest, not a card that excites me all that much, but this is a cracked drop. We're getting cards of players, 100 overall cards of players who already have Invincibles, and Giannis, KD, and LeBron. Of course, 2K had to go out of their way to nerf those guys compared to their Invincibles, because Giannis can't play small forward, KD can't play shooting guard, and LeBron can't play point guard. Of course not. That being said, this looks like a pretty insane drop. The only thing I'm actually annoyed about, honestly, is them not letting Giannis play small forward. Because, come on, his Dark Matter played small forward. His Opal played small forward. Seriously? His power forward can't, his 100 overall can't play power forward, or can't play small forward. That really nerfs the viability of his 100 overall, in all honesty, because he's only 6'11", so at power forward, his size is a lot less of an advantage than at center. I mean, or than at small forward. At power forward, he's not even like probably one of the better power forwards. And if he doesn't get a change jumper like his Invincible, I mean, I wouldn't even really worry about that card. It's an exciting name, but I think it's a realistic possibility that the card itself is not that great. 100 overall KD and LeBron, I feel pretty confident they're going to be great. We'll see what the animations look like. I'm really interested to see what the animations look like in general on these three as well, because it's the first drop of cards who already have Invincibles getting lower tier cards. Getting these 100 overalls of these guys who already have these Invincible cards is, in theory, a good thing, because it gives people who are a Giannis fan or a KD fan or a Bron fan a more accessible, still good version of the card to get. The question is, are they going to be buffed versions of their Dark Matters, or are they going to be more so nerfed versions of the Invincibles where they still have similar animations and they're just nerfed positionally? If their animations are closer to the Dark Matters and less close to the Invincibles, that's not good. This could wind up being really underwhelming, in all honesty. That being said, GOAT MJ, Invincible KP, both going to be obviously unbelievable cards. Two of the best cards in the game, in all likelihood. Steph and Havlicek, probably not quite as good. Obviously, Steph just is limited by his size. He just can't be that good regardless. Even no matter what stats, badges, and animations they put on him, there's always going to be a limitation to Steph just because of his size at this point in the year. Havlicek, that's a little bit less true for, because he's like 6'5", and if they give him, I mean, they should really make sure he's jumpers, like he should have Patty base on Sexton upper, honestly. Turn him into another Bob Pettit type card where he is just a god tier scorer, because let's make it like 2K21 Hondo. Hondo's been one of those guys who's had legendary cards in the history of my team, and I would love for this to be another really good one. At 6'5" at this point in the year, he's limited a little bit in terms of how truly great he can be, but as a point guard, he could be a phenomenal card still if he had the right animations. Tony Parker, I mean, they could make his animations best animations in the game, and he's just not that great. Kind of like with Steph, he's just too small. He could very easily also be the worst 100 overall in the game, though. If 2K leaves his jumper on his card, which I would not be surprised if they do, he will be the worst 100 overall in the game. This card has the potential to be truly downright awful. That being said, GOAT MJ, I wonder what 2K is going to change from this card. Will they change the jumper, or will he have this same jump shot? He will have Garland dribble style. I'm assuming he's gonna have Francis size up. He'll have Kemba, Steph, or Trey escape, probably Kemba or Steph. He'll have Trey behind the back. He'll have Levine step back, probably, maybe Harden. I hope they give him Levine. And then Pro 2 fade, I would assume, although his fade's not bad. I don't know. At the end of the day, look, he's going to be insanely good. He's also going to be insanely expensive and not worth that price tag. He's a 6'6" point guard. There are a lot of good 6'6" point guards. Is this card going to be spectacular? Yes. Is he going to be significantly better than a Invincible LaMelo Ball or an Invincible even like Devin Booker or somebody like that? Honestly, no. There will be point guards better than him in the game. I would say Jokic is better for sure, and probably a couple of others just because of his size. He'll be a top 4 or 5 point guard, maybe even top 3. But realistically, the card is a little bit capped in terms of how good he really could be. He'll be one of the better cards in the game, sure, but is he going to be worth 8 million MT? No. Is he going to cost 8 million MT? I would think so. I think this will be one of the most expensive cards in the game, quite simply because the card says GOAT. The card doesn't say Invincible. He'd be expensive if he said Invincible too. He'd still be 3 or 4 million, to be fair. But as a GOAT card, that doubles the value while likely not changing how good the card actually is. Even for my whales, I don't think MJ will be actually worth getting. KP, on the other hand, price is going to be interesting for this card. If he is somewhat attainable and the Invincibles start to get pulled a bit more with there now being GOAT cards introduced into packs, I think that KP could change things. He could certainly become a more affordable version. 7'2" with a 7'6" wingspan. If animations are changed, which they will be on the Invincible, the question is how much will they be? Will they change his jump shot? How perfect will his SIGs be? Stuff like that. This card could very easily be right there with an Invincible Shaquille O'Neal, and likely will be. Could even be better in all honesty, depending on the animations they give him, and could wind up being one of the best options to try to counter an Invincible Wimby. 100 overall, yeah, guys like that. Now, that being said, the card's going to be extremely expensive. KP's going to be a 5 million MT Invincible. Just like Shaq, just like some of those guys, he's going to be extremely expensive. He's also by far the most desirable of the Invincibles from tomorrow's drop, because Steph and Hondo are definitely going to be a lot less exciting. Steph will likely be under $1 million within a day or two. In all honesty, just because realistically that card is just capped in terms of how good he can be. I mean, 2K gave away a free in-game Steph. I think it was it last year or the year before that 2K gave away in-game Steph for free? I think it was 2 years ago in 2K23. He was like the level 1 reward in season 8 or something like that. Yeah, it was this card right here. The honest truth is Steph is just limited in terms of how good he can be, because his animations, even if they're perfect, he's 6'3" with a small player build. It's just not going to get the job done. Not to mention, I doubt his animations will be perfect. And honestly, I think his animations this year are a little overrated. His fade's not as good as it has been. It's not horrible, but I don't love it. His jumper, I feel like, is kind of It's very fast, but I don't know. Dribble style sucks. He won't have his own dribble style. I have Garland dribble style for sure. Sigs, otherwise, I mean, escape's really good. Behind the back isn't great. I don't know. Steph just this year hasn't been as good. Even with perfect animations, I think at this point in the year, he's still not that good. Havlicek, excited for him. I do hope 2K turns him into a Bob Pettit clone in a lot of ways. Gives him that Glenn Rice base from 2K24. Give him that elite level best jumper in the game. Because, I mean, that's what Hondo has been a couple times in the past, is that elite level fun 3-hunting point guard. Make him that again. He will be a desirable fun card, even at only 6'5", if he has the right animations on him, because he should be a really fun 3-hunter and a very good card. Still likely to realistically be like a borderline top. I mean, he'll be on the Vince Carter, Devin Booker level at the point guard position in all likelihood, probably Magic Johnson. Kind of the lower, mid tier of Invincible point guards. Still an amazing card, but probably not very best of the very best anyway, because he is only 6'5" at this point. That being said, he's a really good card. I would expect Havlicek to be a stud. Giannis, KD, LeBron, I've already basically covered those 3 cards. Animations are going to be the key. I don't love that they're positionally nerfed, especially Giannis. I could work with KD and LeBron. Giannis is the one that I don't love the positional nerf at all. I feel like it really limits the card. That being said, if they have very similar animations to their Invincibles, they're all elite level cards and some of the better 100 overalls in the game, especially KD and LeBron being small forward eligible if they have their Invincible animations. If they don't have their Invincible animations, well, they're going to be overpriced, mediocre small forwards and power forwards is the realistic truth. They won't be bad card by any means, but they will be more expensive than they should be because of the name on the card. If they don't have animations that are close to their Invincibles, and their animations are closer to the to the Dark Matter animations they had. And then again, Tony Parker, just let's be honest, it's Tony Parker. There's only so good he realistically could be, and I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't even get his animations changed. Not even really sure why he's in this drop, to be totally honest. We got all these NBA legends. And of course, we got KP, who's 2K glitch. That's why he's in there. Not because he's in much an NBA Legends, but just because he's won a championship and he's an exciting 2K card. He makes the money. Tony Parker, though, feels like just an unnecessary troll 100 overall for this drop. That being said, exciting big name drop tomorrow. I'll be completely honest. My expectations are a little bit tempered right now, though. I hope we get elite level Dark Matters tomorrow. There, obviously, just go through and look at the guys who've won championships in the past who could potentially get cards. Like a Dark Matter Robert Horry makes sense to me tomorrow. Would he be a great card? I don't know, but he at least is small forward with some size, and he was won a bunch of championships. That's the type of card we'll get. Guys like that tomorrow is my guess. So with that being said, that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know how y'all feel about tomorrow's drop. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.